shame that he's so hot because he's such suck. If he didn't have
Right?
that going for him, there would be no tolerating him. And I had the dumbest thought, which was Maya can only read one thing, and it's the McDonald's fucking menu.
That explains it.
The judge can read the McDonald's and Wendy's menu.
Oh, damn, he gets the good chicken nuggets then. I don't know what the killer's plan was.
Oh my god, help me!
I guess D Killer is going to kill D Gumshoe. Hold on.
You were warned. Hello everyone and welcome back to 4 Pixels. Your pixels are here with guest Binks, and we are continuing Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations.
Hurley was also stuck on the inner temple side that night. The next morning, she looked around but couldn't find anyone. The next day, when the bridge was finally fixed, she was in the spare prep room. That's when Mr. Godot arrived at the inner temple for the first time. He found Pearly first and cheered her right up.
Who is this Pearly?
That's my little cousin, Pearl Faye.
So when did you hear about this?
Oh, just a while ago, when I was in the medical office.
I'm terribly sorry. But what you heard from someone else is simply not admissible as testimony.
What? Come on! Hurley would never tell a lie. She's a way more honest person than I'll ever be.
Real smart, Maya. You always know the best things to say when you're under oath.
Oh. The prosecution has no objection. We believe the witness.
Mr. Godot.
Let's just move on to the cross-examination, if the defense has no objections.
This is highly unusual, but, well, Mr. Wright.
I have some objections just because how the fuck... Y'all know all this is illegal, right? Like, really illegal? Like, you're not supposed to do this.
Only murder
Why are you
is
listening
illegal.
Oh my god.
Lying under oath is slightly frowned upon, but it's fine.
Go! How could you betray me with Phoenix Wright logic? Let's get this cross-examination started.
Well, Edgeworth's not here, so that's why there's no logic.
Hurley was also stuck on the inner temple side that night.
So where do you think Pearl slept that night?
In the spare prep room next to the training hall, I guess. There's a rule that you can't enter the training hall during an acolyte's training.
But even so, why did she go to the inner temple in the first place?
It seems that Pearls became very worried about Maya.
She knew that the spiritual training I was about to undergo was very intense.
Pearls was supposed to channel Dahlia Hawthorne. But she couldn't do it. That's why she headed to the Inner Temple. However, Dahlia Hawthorne was already there, possessing the body of Elise Donham.
The next morning, she looked around but couldn't find anyone.
She searched the entire Inner Temple side, end to end.
Well, you see, Pearlie gets pretty scared when she's alone. And there weren't that many places to look. She says that she even went back and forth several times.
The Inner Temple side has two structures, the training hall and a spare prep room.
And there's also a storage shack, I think. That's about it.
There was a storage shack too? What do you mean? What? You know about that. That's fucking where dumbass fucking Butts is. Pearls was looking for other people, right? Would she have really examined a storage shack all that carefully?
Well, if it was me, that would be the first place I would investigate.
So that means it's possible that someone may have been hiding in the storage shack.
The next day, when the bridge was finally fixed, she was in the spare prep room.
Pearls didn't hear the sound of them working on the bridge?
What do you mean?
I was just wondering why she would stay in the prep room. If it was me, I'd at least go out and wait at the foot of the bridge.
Oh, well, Pearlie said she was sleeping at the time. She said she was so scared during the night that she couldn't sleep well and woke up a bunch of times.
Poor little girl, all alone like that.
Well, we know that she had at least one friend in the sacred cavern. Dahlia Hawthorne, everyone's best friend, who was battling with the trick lock.
She couldn't let anyone see her. So she wouldn't have shown herself to Pearls.
What happened after the bridge was finally fixed?
That's when Mr. Godot arrived at the Inner Temple for the first time.
So it was your first time on the Inner Temple side, Mr. Godot?
That's funny. Am I imagining things, or did the defense ask me a question?
Mr. Wright, please save your questions for the witness.
What you heard from someone else is simply not admissible as testimony. Those are your words, Your Honor.
Touche, Mr. Wright, you got me.
Finally.
Oh well, what do you have to say, Mr. Godot?
Hot nights and even hotter coffee. That's what I always say.
Die.
Fine. If it hadn't been for this case, I never would have visited there. A freezing gold temple in the mountains. I think I'll pass.
So he had never visited Hazakura Temple, or the Inner Temple, huh?
Ha! You want to say something, Trite.
In any case, I have to find a crack in Godot's armor. While I cross-examine Maya, that is.
Very well. Please go on with the testimony. After fixing the bridge, the policeman came over to the inner temple side, right?
Yes, but Mr. Godot. He found Pearly first and cheered her right up.
He cheered her up? Did he just pour coffee on her?
That's what Pearly said. She said he was a very nice older gentleman. Thank you for looking after my cousin, Mr. Godot.
And here I was thinking you were nothing more than a coffee addict.
I am, you old fool. Cut it out. You're making me blush.
This guy is really beginning to get on my nerves. In more
Only
ways
beginning?
than one.
Right?
You're in denial. All he's been doing is just disassociating about Edgeworth.
He's like a total pushover sometimes.
The truth is, there aren't that many places to look on the inner temple side. The policemen were all busy going over the garden with fine-tooth combs. Or combs with a very wide gap if their history is anything to go on. So I decided to carry out an investigation in my own way, Godot style.
I'm the same way. I like to hand down verdicts in my own way. Judge style.
Maybe I should ask some questions Phoenix style. Oh, fucking Christ. Get out of here. Leave this place. So you cheered Pearls up. How dare you go near my daughter?
When I found that little girl, the first thing she asked about was her cousin, Maya Fey.
Really?
The bridge had burned down and she was huddled up in that tiny shack with no heat. Even though she must have had a truly terrifying night out there. She asked about you before she said a thing about herself.
It's 'cause Pearl is baby!
Pearly.
I noticed that you weren't anywhere on the inner temple side, but I couldn't find it in me to tell her that. So I gave her my last cup.
Wait, didn't he say something rude when Pearl was right there when he was talking to Phoenix?
Yeah, he did.
Frickin' ugh.
Time to murder him.
With milk and sugar to hide the bitterness of the harsh truth.
I'm ready to fucking kick your ass, dude.
Do it. What a sweet story. No, it's no BS.
He had a thermos of coffee. Why doesn't that surprise me? But where did he get the milk and sugar?
Stole it from another kid.
Oh my fucking god. He would. There's only one thing of any importance here. Where was Godot when the murder was taking place? He was on the roof, smoking a cigarette. He must have already been at the inner temple when it happened. Otherwise, he couldn't have killed Elise Donham. He cheered her up? This fucking sucks, bro. You said that you conducted an investigation of your own. Did you find anything?
Looks like my investigation went about as well as yours, Trite. After all, I didn't miss the bloody writing on the lantern.
Well, I didn't miss it. So speak for yourself, Goggles. Goggles really that's all you got, man.
The
Call him
only
Cyclops.
the only odd thing I discovered was the beauty in the training hall.
Beauty.
Misty Faye, naturally. Clad in her stunning Japanese garb, surrounded by the hue and aroma of Western tastes.
What the fuck you talking about?
Gravy.
No! That's so weird! I don't like that. Western tastes? Could he find a stranger way to describe gravy? I bet he'd drink a whole cup of gravy just because he wouldn't realize it wasn't coffee.
So from there, you headed for the prep room.
Wait a sec. What did Godot say just now? I think I just found his proverbial weak point. There's only one thing of any importance here. Where was Godot when that was taking place?
Just gonna say, I love it when we get people based on their their slip of the.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Godot, the first time you crossed Dusky Bridge and went into the Inner Temple was long before the murder took place.
Why do you say that?
Because he just made one fatal slip-up. The hanging scroll in the training hall.
Hanging scroll.
But that... Mr. Godot is right. That scroll shows a picture of my mother.
Maya, I know you know who it is, but here's something you didn't know. By the time the bridge had been repaired 2 days after the murder, the hanging scroll in the training hall looked like this.
What that wonderfully delicious smell.
The morning after the crime, someone covered it with gravy.
Gravy? But why gravy, Nick?
Because gravy was much more than a condiment for the Well, Mr. Godot? If you really hadn't seen the hanging scroll until after the murder, you wouldn't have had any way of knowing that it was Misty Faye.
Wait a minute, Nick.
Yeah?
Take another look at the hanging scroll. Look, at the top. There's a crest there.
Ah, That. It's the mark of the master, correct?
Exactly. So if you know the meaning of the mark,
Then you could guess that it was a picture of Misty Fey on there.
True, but Mr. Godot described what was underneath like this. Clad in her stunning Japanese garb, surrounded by the hue and aroma of Western tastes.
oh,
Yes, it's possible that he knew what the crest meant. However, he couldn't have known that she was wearing Japanese clothing. Mr. Godot, on the day of the murder, you were hiding at the Inner Temple long before the crime took place.
I wonder if in the original Japanese version they just like used it more like specifically what she was.
Yeah, it had
Yeah.
to be. Yeah, I'm
Probably
interested
he
now.
mentioned that she was wearing a kauri or something like that.
Can I ask you just one little thing, Trite?
No.
Too bad.
What is it?
This whole theory of yours. It all rests on a certain assumption. That I knew beforehand that a crime was going to be committed.
that's right. Otherwise, there's no reason for him to sneak onto the crime scene.
Please pull an Endorse right here, please, please, please. Just do the laugh, please. Of course Mr. Godot knew about the plan.
Huh?
What did you say? Is it really possible that another person knew of that plan?
And this is the other reason why I hate him.
Of course he would. This crime was actually planned over a year ago. Morgan Fay authored the plan for her daughter's future. And these instructions were hidden somewhere in Fay Manor for over a year. However, by the time Little Pearls found these instructions, they had already been unsealed.
Unsealed.
Yes, the killer had read these instructions long before Pearls ever found them. That's how he knew the crime was to take place at the Inner Temple.
Are you saying this crafty killer is me?
You bet I am.
But you just said that the instructions were hidden.
That's right. Mr. Godot couldn't have known where the instructions were hidden.
I stay out of this. If he really wanted to know, he had one great chance to find out.
Yes, and when was that?
During a visit.
A visit?
Morgan Fay told her daughter, Pearl, about where the instructions were hidden. During one of her visits to the detention center. That would be the only time for someone to have learned where they were hidden.
Eavesdropping on a visit at the detention center.
Yes, it could be arranged if you were someone with easy access in and out of there. Like, for example, a prosecutor such as Mr. Godot.
Order, order, order. Mr. Godot, you're under fire again.
This murder could not have been carried out without prior knowledge. And you. You were the only one that could have acquired this information before the murder. He keeps fucking handing him coffee.
I just had the
He's
same
a-
thought.
Oh my god.
Humans are afraid of the dark. And yet, at the same time, we're fascinated and bewitched by it. Maybe that's why humans drink the darkness that is coffee.
Hi, I'm about to beat my fucking own head in against the wall. He's so lame. Sorry for always asking, but what the fuck does that mean?
It means there's a reason for everything.
That's not what you fucking said, though.
According to your theory, the killer, in this case, eavesdropped on a conversation during a jail visit where he learned of a hidden plan for a crime. After discovering the plan, he hid in the inner temple and waited for the crime to occur. Then he ultimately took a person's life. And he did all of that to protect this witness.
That's right. I've killed men for less.
If you're accusing me of this crime, I have to ask you, why would I do this? This girl is nothing but a stranger to me.
Bull fucking shit!
I've got no reason to go through that kind of trouble to protect her. It's
Double
not like I'm in
bull
law
fucking-
enforcement or anything.
It's not like, you know, I dated her sister and am hung up on her.
I am what you see. I am certainly not the type to rescue the damsel in distress.
The killer's behavior is certainly extreme, for lack of a better word.
Oh, I have a better word. How about stupid?
Yep. It's not like you could have just gone up to the people and say, hey, look at this. This is gonna happen if you go there.
He sucks. He sucks so much. I hate him.
Yes,
What an
good.
asshole.
Embrace the hatred.
Are you a Sith Lord now?
Ooh, why didn't you tell me, Bing?
Come to the dark side.
Oh, I'm come alright. Oh my
No,
god!
my goodness.
Even as I just
Joe.
opened my mouth, already my brain was screaming, no!
Also, you're horny on Maine. I cannot believe you gotta go to horny jail.
I submit myself. I deserve to be
You
there.
deserve to try to
We'll live there
freeze
together.
What was that,
Amazing.
Binks?
I said we'll live in horny jail together. We'll make it a nice, lovely home. We'll put in a plant and a rug and some curtains.
Aww.
Aww.
We'll have a nice as jail as a certain someone in Apollo Justice.
Oh my god.
Squint eyes. What the fuck does that mean?
We'll see.
Oh, great. Does Edgeworth get arrested and live in jail? That's what I want to know. He's the only one
He
I can
would
think
have.
of who would have a nice appointed jail cell with rugs and like his fucking Steel Samurai posters
Oh my
and
god.
Phoenix.
Even considering that the killer wanted to protect his witness's life. His behavior is still a little too unnatural.
However, you had a good reason, didn't you, Mr. Godot? No, not a good reason. An unshakable reason that forced you to protect this witness at all costs.
I knew it. You figured it out, haven't you, Nick?
I already fucking figured it out 20 minutes ago, but you keep fucking stalling us out. God damn it, Maya. Maya. I guess you were doing your best to cover for Godot. But you don't owe him shit. For the same reason, huh?
I'm sure Mia would have told her, don't bother.
He's an ex for a reason.
Oh!
Okay, Trite. I'm all ears. Let's hear it.
It's very simple. Maya Fey is a lot more than just a stranger to you.
What's this?
There's one person who lies at the very center of this whole story. One person that ties you and Maya Fey together inextricably.
And with that, we will end this episode right here. Thank you folks for joining us, and see ya next time.